Hello everyone and welcome to week 6 of the UBLN. Your New York Empoleon managed to get a win last week, and we are here facing the Southern Crim, coached by Prioxas, and we are in for a matchup. He has that rain team that everyone's been talking about, the TBL, but obviously different rain team. So Landers, Therian, Silvally, Darmanitan, Muck, Alolan Form, Electros, Armaldo, Pelipper, Kingdra, Espeon, Cradily, and Mega Swampert is the team that we're looking at. I think he's going to bring the Rain against me. Even though I don't think Rain has the best matchup against my team, I don't see him having a better option anywhere else. I'm looking at potentially a Scarf Darmanitan or a Scarf Pelipper, and I have to watch out for that. Additionally, Kingdra and Mega Swampert being faster than my Beedrill is obviously a huge problem. Now, my team is designed to counter a Rain team. It's going to be interesting. It's got some gimmicks. We're going to see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to play off the way that I want it to, but first things first, we have Tapu Fini preventing any status so that he can't wear my team down. Additionally, it's going to be holding an Absorb Bulb to be able to take a hit from a Kingdra or a Mega Swampert if he's trying to go for a water type attack to be safe on something. And that way I can get that boost in special attack without having to be choice specs. 12 HP, 4 in defense and special defense, 236 in speed. That 135 speed allows me to outspeed Mega Swampert if the rain is not up. And then 252 Modest Nature makes this thing hit like a truck. I was thinking about putting specs on it, but I didn't even think it really needed specs in order to be effective. And so getting the Absorb Bulb will help, but it's not required. I also thought about putting that Kibia Berry back on it for the Muck in order to take a hit from that, but it really doesn't stay in on a Muck no matter what. So this is really just going to design to handle those water type attacks from Pelipper, Kingdra, or Mega Swampert if they do come out. Additionally, its coverage of Grass Knot, Ice Beam, Moonblast, and Surf is incredible. I just realized that running Muddy Water doesn't make a lot of sense. I miss moves literally all the time, and I also have no idea, I never am going to get the accuracy drop relevantly. So I'm thinking that Surf is going to make more sense in the future. They have the same base power, but Surf's 100% accurate, so that might be what I go with. Obviously, Scald not as important because Tapu Fini prevents status. So unless I'm watching someone else have another Tapu, which my opponent doesn't this week, I'm probably just going to run Surf. This coverage does hit most of his team. Obviously, the Muck and the Electros have no weaknesses, so we're going to have to deal with those two other ways. Well, not no weaknesses in Muck's case, but very few weaknesses, and none that Tapu Fini learns any moves of. So that's how we're going to start off with Tapu Fini. Next up, we have OG Ditto the Mew, holding the leftovers. Ice Beam, Volt Switch, Stealth Rock, Will-O-Wisp. This is a lead Mew. It is max HP, a ton of defensive investment, and a little bit of speed. Just to outspeed a Mega Swampert that is Adamant Nature. So guaranteed to outspeed that if the rain isn't up, and then we can get off the Will-O-Wisp. We do have Stealth Rock on this. We have Volt Switch if he does lead Pelipper. We have Ice Beam if he leads Landorus. So we got options depending on what coverage we need. If he doesn't have the Landorus or the Mega Swampert still alive, Volt Switch is going to be a great move to just be able to click over and over with Mew, and the leftovers with Synchronize will allow this thing to have some survivability. Will-O-Wisp hits his entire team except for Darmanitan. It handles the Muck really well. The Mega Swampert obviously does not appreciate it. Espeon, if it does Magic Bounce it back, it gets synchronized into Will-O-Wisp anyway. So we've got options on this Mew. I think this thing has a good chance of putting in some work. Obviously, I do have to watch out for that Espeon when I have the Stealth Rock opportunity, so if he does bring that, I can't just set up the Stealth Rock's first turn. I'd probably click Volt Switch instead. Next up, we have Skadden. Skadden the Breloom has the Adrenaline Orb. It's got Mach Punch, Seed Bomb, Thunder Punch, and Spore. It is going to be using Technician. I did decide to go with Seed Bomb over Bullet Seed this week, just because Seed Bomb guarantees an OHKO on Mega Swampert. Bullet Seed also OHKOs Mega Swampert, but Seed Bomb just does more in general to other things. And I just have been having terrible luck with Bullet Seed recently, so I'm just going to go with Seed Bomb this week. It's more reliable, in my opinion, for damage, because you need at least 3 Bullet Seeds in order to pass Seed Bomb, and I have been getting 2 a lot. Thunder Punch is there for the Pelipper, obviously, and it does more damage to Muck than Seed Bomb does, but Mach Punch would also be a good option against Muck, so we do have some options there. Technician is still there with the Mach Punch, and Spore. We do have the Adrenaline Orb, so if he does think Landorus T is a pretty safe switch into Breloom, which it is, then I do get access to that Adrenaline Orb. That 44 speed and a Jolly Nature allows me to outspeed Landorus T as long as it's not Scarfed, and outspeed just about everything on his team, with the exception of things in the rain. And I don't think I outspeed Espeon if it's timid no matter what. That was not what I was trying to EV for. We have max HP, we have a ton of attack investment, and then a little bit of defense and a little bit of special defense just where those things fell. The attack investment is designed to make sure I OHKO certain things. Now, I do want to point out that Seed Bomb versus Bullet Seed is still, like, I don't know if it's going to work out this week. Bullet Seed could kill an Espeon, or Seed Bomb might miss the Oko on the Espeon, stuff like that. But that being said, again, Seed Bomb is stronger than 2 Bullet Seeds, and I've just been getting really unlucky recently. Next up, we have Kurthnaga, the Haxorus. It's holding the Waturium Z, Aqua Tail, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Hone Claws, with 2 moves that are under 100% accurate and not really caring about speed, because I'm not outspeeding anything anyway. Hone Claws made more sense to me than Dragon Dance did. This thing has 252 attack and 244 speed with a plus speed nature, which allows it to outspeed everything on his team with the exception of Espeon, which is speed ties with a modest Espeon, and then 12 HP. So having access to Waturium Z Aqua Tail will Oko a Landorus even after I've been intimidated. It's in the rain, gonna do a boatload of damage to Mega Swampert. So it was the strongest attack I could come up with. I really actually did consider running Grass Knot with Bloom Doom for the Mega Swampert, but then I realized Aqua Tail did actually just as much damage and is super strong. We aren't running a Dragon type move again because weeks that we run Tapu Fini, we rarely run Dragon type moves on the Haxorus just because that doesn't make a lot of sense. And then we're just going to be able to hit things as hard as possible. Now, if we get the Hone Claws up, obviously Aqua Tail and Rock Slide are 100% accurate, which is great. And we are able to hit super hard with that +1 attack. Next up, we have Hugs. Hugs the Dusknoir coming back with the Rocky Helmet. This time it does have Frisk because I do want to know some items. This team has a lot of potential changing in items. You could be running a lot of different sets, and knowing the items can give me access to information about those sets. So we are going to be running Frisk this week with Will-O-Wisp, Nightshade, Pain Split, and Shadow Sneak. It's going to be very, very defensive this week. With Pain Split, I obviously do want to min out my HP so that I can get as much differential in HP as possible. Will-O-Wisp handling the Landorus, the Silvally, the Muck, the Mega Swampert, etc. Nightshade just for some damage, and then Shadow Sneak if I need that priority along with Breloom. We just want to have access to that. Frisk, though, is going to be the most important thing, being able to switch this thing on potentially to U-turn from the Landorus or the Muck, although I don't really want to switch it on knockoff from a Muck, but if I can get a Poison type move, that'd be great. Switching it in on a Waterfall from a Mega Swampert if he's not going for Earthquake or something, that would be great. It's also a spin blocker from Armaldo, so a lot of options to play with this thing. We'll see how it goes. I am kind of not trying to say anything bad about Dusknoir, but it is hard to use in League format just because it seems to struggle against a lot of common threats, but we are going to be trying to use this one this week successfully. With the max HP and Impish Nature, we are able to take 2 Earthquakes from a Mega Swampert, which means that we can switch it in safely, can either Pain Split or Will-O-Wisp, and then go from there. And last up, we have Believer, our Mega Beedrill. It is going to be Toxic, Protect, Knockoff, U-Turn. Yes, it is a sort of bulky Mega Beedrill, not a ton of speed, just enough speed to outspeed everything that isn't Scarfed, because if he's going to have the rain anyway, they're going to outspeed me anyway, so I didn't feel like I needed to go anywhere above that. So we're going to outspeed Espeon, which is the fastest thing Scarfed, and then we're going to have Axe Attack Adamant with the U-Turn and Knockoff. We don't have Poison Jab because nothing on his team is weak to Poison anyway, so the stab adaptability from that isn't that important, so we ran Knockoff instead. Just again, like I said with the Dusknoir, some things that have items that can really define their set, getting rid of those items to me is super important. And then Toxic on Mega Beedrill is just because I think that Mega Beedrill is faster than his entire team, and getting a fast Toxic off doesn't hurt. Forcing a switch and then getting a free Toxic, a free Protect, and then a free U-turn and getting a ton of damage off on that, and having Mega Beedrill switch back in later is huge. You'll notice that I don't have Defog this week. I don't think he's gonna, like, if he does run his rocks, that is okay. Mega Beedrill isn't so vital to my team that having it get worn down isn't the end of the world. So you will notice that I don't have Defog, but I think we'll manage just fine without it. The rest of my team isn't that weak to it. But anyway, that is the team we're running this week against the Southern Crim and his rain team, which is absolutely terrifying. I will see you guys tomorrow with that battle. Hopefully all goes well and we can get ourselves to 5-1 in this league and continue putting pressure on the top team in our division. Well, we are top team in our division, but top team in our league, which is the Happy Valley Harayamas, who are currently, as of recording this, 4-0, and we are 4-1. So we've got to make that game up. We do face them in a few weeks, so fingers crossed when that battle comes around. That's going to be a really good one, but I will see you guys tomorrow with this battle. Take care, everybody.